Yo, what up? Check it, right? I just wanted to do a quick video. This video is about the Matrix agenda. And basically, what's happening is, remember, everything happens in in the spirit realm first, right? So, man has created technology and has helped it advance to a point where this shit pretty much out of control. You know what I'm saying? It's not in a chaotic um situation right now. Like, it's not all crazy right now, but it's out of control. Although people think it's still under control. So the reason why I say that it's out of control is because, one, these motherfuckers have made a robot a fucking citizen of Saudi Arabia. Sophia. Sophia the robot is a fucking citizen. Therefore, shit's out of control. So now, just like with you know what I'm saying, like with our consciousness, like, you could be thinking about something and then somebody else speak on it. Like, then I was just now thinking about that. It's because we are riding that same consciousness, that same the same universal wave. You know what I'm saying? That's how we can have telepathy, how you could be so connected to a person that even if y'all not around each other or whatever, you could feel them, or you can, I don't know, you can communicate with them through thought or whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's highly advanced in this day and time, but I'm just saying I do, if you think about the bonds that you have with people, I'm pretty sure you can see it. But yeah, so just like we all people ride that wave of consciousness, computers ride the wave of the internet, which is like the technology consciousness. It's our consciousness still, just made into a Wi-Fi type joint. You know what I'm saying? And so what happens is this, right? They have smart houses, smartphones, smart cars, fucking smart all type of shit. They putting chips in people. They trying to block out the sun. They already fucking with the weather. They're doing all type of shit, right? So let's just speak hypothetically. Let's just say that they have all that shit on that internet wave, and what happens if we have a blackout? Does everything shut down? Is there a button that they could push to shut everything down? Like this is what I'm saying, right? What they're gonna do is they're gonna create a catastrophe, a major fucking disaster that's gonna kill a whole lot of people, bunch of people. And maybe their thing is to the elites. When I say they, I'm talking about the elites, the fucking head of the matrix. So maybe their thing is they're gonna try to go and try to survive on another planet somewhere, or a different body of water. I don't know, but they know what their plan is and how their plan is going to, what kind of effect their plan is gonna have, right? So, bang. When they hit that button that locks everybody, if you're at home, it's gonna lock you in your home. If you're in your car, it's gonna lock you in your car. If you're fucking out and about and you got a chip in you, maybe it'll shock you and make you freeze or some shit. Who knows? Maybe it won't. But we also know that they're putting the metal fibers and shit like that in our food. So when it comes time, which is a way that they bake in our ass with all these motherfucking towers and shit like that, all the radiation. But aside from that, right, when it comes time for them to have this natural disaster, as they're gonna pretend it is for those who survive it, they're gonna set up their little FEMA camps and shit, which is the biggest trap to catch the rest of the people that they want to catch, all survivors, and wipe out even more people, slave them, whatever it is they decide to do with them. And at this point in time, you gotta remember there ain't no police force, ain't none of that protection shit. This is where they just they shutting everything down. It's like a restart. So what they'll do is now we know also that they have them fucking robot dogs that run fast as fucking cheetahs. Except this bitch ain't gonna run out of breath. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker ain't gotta stop. So then they got drones. They got heat seekers. So with the metal and shit in our body and all these poisons and all that type shit, it's not gonna be hard to find people who have survived whatever this natural disaster is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like, all they gotta do is put on their heat-seeking goggles, fly the drones over all kind of lands and shit, just looking for motherfuckers, and then send the robot dogs out with their heat-seeking eyes and, you know, whatever advanced technology they got on them that can help find us. You know what I'm saying? You can't get away. What you gonna do? Are you ready for it? All right. So here's what happens, right? Because that's pretty much saying, like, you know, people are about to be extinct on this motherfucking, this earth. So what does that do to the spirit realm? And the spirit realm, what that creates is a blockage. Because if there's no people here to create, obviously they creating a safe haven for them. So they're going to be the ones who's creating the humans wherever they decide to move to. Because here on Earth, it's going to be taken over by all the robots and shit. This is a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, at the end of the day, that's what I say it's going to come to. And people who are part of the plan that set it up to be this way, they may make it out and move somewhere to, like I said, another planet or whatever it may be, and start creating there in that atmosphere. But the experience here in life is to gain control of our consciousness. You know what I'm saying? Just like a baby comes into the world and the baby doesn't know nothing. It's just freely moving around, and, you know, it doesn't have the thoughts that we have. Nothing makes sense. So we came here in order to gain sense, in order to gain control of our thoughts, or not necessarily full control of our thoughts, but a sense of control of our thoughts and actions. And, you know what I'm saying? It gives us senses to navigate. It's a part of our evolution as spirits. So we came from one part of the astral realm where we was just free flowing into this life where, you know what I'm saying, that's what makes us the chosen ones, whoever makes it to live. You are a chosen one. You know what I'm saying? We all experience life in order to move on to the next level of evolution, which is in death, in order to navigate our spirits, unlike the way we were doing in the previous, before this life. Not previous life as in you lived as a person before, but like as your spirit before. So what'll happen after this natural disaster is that it'll block off incoming births or minimize it like a motherfucker if anybody survives. And then in the next realm, like the after death realm, in death, we'll say, they're already over there working on, who knows, probably a whole new type of society in the spirit form. Got some type of guards and you know what I'm saying, trying to civilize death. But the thing about death is, I assume that it's exactly like the astral realm before we got here. And you know what I'm saying, it's one flow, but the forms change. So when I say before we got here, I was saying like in the form before this human form. You know what I'm saying? I think death is the same as that. Life and death is going at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You know people that's dead, you know people that's alive. You know, so therefore you know it's going simultaneously. And before though, like in the astral realm, as is, we just we flowing on our own wave and based on our own vibrations and our own thought process and functions or whatever. But before, there couldn't be any attachments. Now we gain the ability to attach ourselves to things that are like to our liking and shit like that. So in the next realm, I think that is gonna be like sort of like these same type of graphics. You know what I'm saying? Like not exactly like a house looks like a house, but the concept of shelter will still exist, that type of shit. But maybe it won't be that type of shelter as in protecting you from the weather or outside influences. Maybe it'll be a shelter as in like a block, like to blind somebody, like a cloak. You know what I'm saying? So things will change in that type of way. But yeah, you know, people who cast spells and do rituals and shit like that, they may receive messages from the dead on what could possibly be going on there or not. You know what I'm saying? These people are so advanced. They try every single thing just to see the results of it. They experiment on anything they could possibly think of so that they can have accuracy on what's going on, what can happen, what's going to happen, you know, all that type of shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like religion, they put religion there to minimize the motherfuckers thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because all the religions, like, it's like there's enough religions to fit um, everybody, like everybody think only so far. So your opinion is only gonna go so far. So it's like, oh, I believe in God, I don't believe in God. Okay, so for the ones that don't believe in God, we're gonna have this for them. They're gonna think along these lines. And then they use like the TV, the radio, and certain things that they talk about, topics and shit that you may not be directly engaged with, whatever's giving off those impressions about not believing in God, but you hear it in your subconscious. And it's like you don't believe in God. You hear it in your background, although you're conversating with somebody else, it still influences you subconsciously. And then you have the people who say, oh, I do believe in God, or I do believe in Christianity, or I do believe in Muslim, or I do believe in this, or I do believe in that. So they got the shit divided in order to keep your thoughts to a minimum. So it's like if you don't believe in God, then we're not trying to give you the space to think outside of that. You know what I'm saying? Just stick to that type shit. That's what religion does. It keeps you in that atmosphere, that you know what I'm saying? It's like closing your mind type shit, where we should have an open mind to everything. Everything exists. Everything is one. Um, so yeah, man, that's what their motherfucking agenda is. They're gonna cause a natural disaster, which is gonna wipe out fucking a whole bunch of people, most people, like fuck people. I'm saying life, and they're gonna set up their little stations that offer resources and help and all that type of shit to take in more people and do whatever they're gonna do to victimize them. And probably before the disaster, the ones who's trying to escape it will make their move for their escape first, make sure they get to where they need to go safely, and then hit the button on the rest of us. Send the fucking dogs out, stop everybody's car. If you in the car, they probably gonna have your car drive you straight to where a fucking base is at, where they got spaces for all that shit to pull in. You know what I'm saying? These cars are probably pre-programmed for that shit. On this such and such date, this is when it's all gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because there's so many people out there that really like believe in this government, really like trust in these motherfuckers, really think that they're for the people. This shit's just a big game. It's a big game. It's all about power. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even about money. It's about power. But If you ain't motherfucking woke, you better wake the fuck up. All right, cause shit about to get crazy, and the more advanced this shit becomes, just look how far ahead it is compared to you. You know what I'm saying? Physically, we can't fuck with them robots. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start figuring out what the fuck will destroy a robot. We gotta figure that shit out now. Terminator's almost here. How do you survive? What are you gonna survive on? Most of y'all eat meat and don't know the difference in plants and shit like that. So once all that life is wiped out, you think shit ain't that many deers and motherfucking chickens and shit like that. Ain't that type of resources no more. You don't want to be eating poison ivy. Yeah, man, like shit about to be crazy. Niggas gotta be ready though.